Joshua Cullen here. Thought I'd do a quick update on the trailer and the snowblower. Last Sunday, the 2nd, the Island Lake Spring auction went on. Trailer did fine except for coming back. That wheel right there got loose. So I had to stop. Wheel bearing was real hot. So I sort of limped it to O'Reilly's, pulled the cap off, retightened it. It was fine. Until yesterday. Snowblower started right up. Did everything I should have. I first used the electric starter because I wasn't sure how much of a pain it was going to be. I also replaced the 9-degree fitting I had with the 9-degree fuel shutoff. Organ part number, I'll get to that in a little bit once I get back where the bag is. Started up, I did drain the tank to do that, get some fresh fuel in it, some seafoam and some carburetor and fuel injector cleaner, fuel system cleaner. Starts up, runs nice. Don't really want to start it because you can see it's parked there out here for a reason. This is out at my friend's property. He said I can store it here. Well, anyways, I loaded that up there, up on the trailer, strapped it down at Makerspace. I was getting some weird noises coming from the wheel bearings on the trailer. Thought it was that, the fender. It was rattling, so I bent it and did all that and managed to nick my thumb pretty good. Still was having issues with it, so didn't think of anything of it. I had to stop by Menards to pick up the tarp, and as soon as I got out onto the road, that wheel locked up. So I had to pull into a parking lot, unhitch, grab all my tools, and then pulled the wheel off, I whacked up front wheel bearing went shooting out. Yep, that one was fine. Still locked up. So I started banging on it and I started seeing roller bearings come out. So the inner wheel bearing is shot on this side. It did free up just enough to get it onto a flatbed tow truck. That's how I got it out here. So that's something I didn't really want to have to do, but I had to do it. And that side didn't have much grease at all. That's probably why it seized. There's plenty of grease on the other side, but it's extremely dirty. I don't know what type of grease it is. The grease nipples are covered in dust. I think I lost the seal on that side. Seals are probably roached on both sides, so for me it's not worth trying to find bearings to seal for this axle that's only rated 1,180 pounds. That's what the gross trailer weight rating is. It's from 1980. It's probably seen a few thousand miles. So I will be getting a new axle, a torsion axle, 2,000 pound axle. I'm gonna have wide tires again, each tire is rated 1,100 pounds at 50 psi instead of 90 psi, which these are, which I don't really like the 90 psi. They ride rough. So I'm going with 50 pound. It's gonna get new sides. I was hoping I didn't have to do this for another few months, but I'm gonna have to do it here for literally before I can move anything else, like my diesel generator, which I'll be showing once I get down there. The tractor that needs to get its repower done by August. I know I could rent a trailer by then for that, but I don't really want to bother doing that. So yeah. So I'm gonna be doing that here very shortly. I got most of the parts, just need to pick up the lumber and the axle. I'm going through trailerpart.com for the axle. And when I was pushing it back here, I ended up breaking the light, so I picked up new lights and the hand winch at Harbor Freight. I also picked up the toolbox, and the one in Duluth, Minnesota didn't have one, so I ended up driving a 120-mile round trip up to Virginia to pick it up. That was yesterday. I drove about 200 miles just yesterday alone, and that car got its maintenance done on Friday, so I'm a little stretched thing. I know it's being an adult, but this stuff happens, so yeah. So I've been rambling long enough. So this will be being done literally within the next month, because I got stuff I need to move and do this, that, and this other thing. So yep, I wanted to wait till another month or two, but it has to happen now before anything else. Yippee-ki-yay, it happens. So I'll be right back. I gotta drive down to Makerspace for the other thing. Be right back. I'm back. Here's what's up with the generator. As you can see, it's out of the shroud. Got a secondary muffler for it. I had to redo the fiberglass insulation on the air duct. I still got one piece I gotta make. It's kind of fun cutting a fiberglass welding blanket, so I'll just say that. I use this plumbing, this HVAC tape, duct brand, got associated with them. I did get this power distribution box from Central Sales, which will work wonderfully for my use. Had to put a new plug on it to match. Don't mind my friend's bike project. So far, what I've done was I tore it all apart. I ended up pulling this off, pulling the rear cover, pulling the cylinder head. I kept it the same. And I literally pulled the piston, made sure the rings were clocked. This fuel tank is coated due to the rust you see. That's from the mouse nest. And the biggest nightmare for me is the wire harness, because nothing matches. And you see new outlets, because the ones that came with it were loose as my other generator. So I wanted to nip that problem in the butt, so I got proper outlets. I just got to drill new holes. Had to do new hour meter due to the pigtail, that the plug that they had on it. Mouse chewed it right at the plug, so no chance fixing it. So I had to replace that, and I got into this whole squirrely mess. This actually has two 12-volt sides. You got one that, and they're both in the generator head. You got one that charges the battery and powers this coil when you first start it, and as well that. You also got the other one that runs a little black box. This one that runs a low oil shutdown, which I'm having a nightmare figuring out, because this pressure switch is reverse of what you think it should be. It is actually, I would have to look at it, but I do believe it's closed when there's no oil pressure and open when there is, or vice versa. I'll let you know when I get a chance to look it up. I painted the frame, both down there and this, and I scraped a bunch of rust and bubbling on all that, so that's protected. I went to reinstall the rear cover, and I was torquing the bolts, and it cracked there and there. And I had a friend that is here welded up. I just got to file it and then put it back together. And in order to move this, I need my trailer up and running, because this is too heavy to put in the back of my car, because this thing, let alone, weighs 450 pounds roughly. It has wheels, so I can roll it right up on my trailer, but in order to do that, I gotta have a working axle under it. So that's up with the diesel generator. It runs, as you saw in the last video. I just had to take care of the mouse nest that was right here. And one nice thing about these diesel engines is, I didn't know about this, I was trying to trace some air ducting, is down on the oil pan, or bottom of the cylinder block, there are cooling fins that the air goes across. And that's like on this one and the two I have for my tractors. So, thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you next video. Bye.